Yeah, so I'm going to be showing you how to create a better crosshair for yourself. I'll give you like, there's some settings that are kind of necessary just for you to change. It's not really like preference, it's just kind of better to not have them on. Or at least most people would agree that that's the case. But some are obviously like preference, like crosshair length, crosshair size, crosshair color. The size, you don't really want too big of a crosshair obviously, but like by size I mean like how spread this is, how long each like tick mark is. You can see my crosshair here. I prefer small. You'll also notice here that there's only one on this one that I just created. So the first thing that you're gonna want to do here is click crosshair. This is the first page. So there's like general under the general tab under crosshair. You click use advanced options, and this gives you two extra tabs here. So to the right of the primary tab, you have aim down sights and sniper scope, and you can see these here. That's what these tabs correlate to. So I'll go ahead. I'm gonna swap between my crosshair and this crosshair. So they recently added so you can have multiple crosshairs, which is kind of nice. But basically, you can see that. Um, so my crosshair is quite small. You can see also that my primary and aim down sights are the same. So I don't really have a different one for aiming down sights, which is preference, completely preference. So you can see if I go back here, the sniper scope is also different from mine. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what else to change here. So you can see fade crosshair with firing, fade out the top crosshair line during. So I'll just turn this off. This is just kind of one of the things you want to have turned off, unless you really want to have it on. But I would suggest at least trying with it off. So this is going to be extra good for people that are kind of new to Valorant, because yeah, but also just anyone in general. So color art is just preference. I'm not going to change that. Um, Outlines are these little black things you can see around the tick marks, each four of the tick marks. Outline opacity is how dark these tick marks are. So like, see if I turn it off, then this doesn't even matter. But I would keep these on, and I would keep it all the way up to 1. Outline thickness, you can make some funny crosshairs with this, but I would just keep it on uh, 1 for now. Center dot you can have on, but center dot I remember hearing that it's not actually centered, it's like slightly off. So you can keep that off, which means that the center dot thickness does not matter. Override firing error, so these you can keep off. These are default. These are all default, by the way. Show inner lines, so that's this here. Um, so inner line opacity is how much of that you can see. This is if you want to turn it down a little bit, you can kind of see through your crosshair. So if you want to keep it like 0.5, that's cool, or you can just turn it all the way up. It doesn't really matter. It's up to you. So inner line length, you need to see what this is moving here. So I'm just gonna keep it there. Inner line thickness. So this is like also a preference. You can see what I'm changing there in the crosshair. I'm actually gonna turn this up, it's a little easier to see. So I'll also turn this to red just to make it a little more easier to see. Uh, so I'm gonna keep that on default. Offset is how like close or far away from the center of the screen you want. So I think honestly kind of like 0, but that's just me. Movement error you want off. That's whenever you move your crosshair moves. There's no way to show this here, but actually here I'll show you. So like when you move it, this happens, and this is honestly, yeah, I don't even think for new players, this is like necessary. Basically, all you have to understand is that when you move, you're not accurate. That's what this is trying to show. But it doesn't really work too well at like actually showing where you shoot when you move. So it's kind of not very like useful. But whenever you're sending still, you see that I'm more accurate. You can do this in like the range to understand how it works, but I would just keep this off. And then firing error is this. So you turn that off too, so your crosshair doesn't move at all. And the reason that the outside's moving is because we haven't got to that section yet. Now we can actually put this back up. No, wait. Where was it? Yeah, we can put this back up a little bit since that changed. So these off, that off. Now outer lines are these, so I actually like to have the outer lines off just because it keeps the crosshair a little more simplistic. So that means most of this stuff won't matter. I'll just turn these off as well. And then here's our crosshair. So, this is just my this is my style. You can make some very creative type of crosshairs, and mainly the ones you would change are right here. So like if you want a smaller one, or like I don't know, maybe like a square or something like this. Like this is up to you. Like if this is you, then this is you. But this is kind of an ugly crosshair, I'll be honest. So I kind of like smaller crosshairs like this. This is probably even a little bit big for me, but that's just because I don't need like very much. I do like, I mean, obviously having no crosshair is kind of difficult, but having a large crosshair isn't necessary. It's just like it's like I said, just preference, colors preference. If you want to have like yellow green, go for yellow green. Um. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, I mean, this is pretty short. Actually, no, we're not done yet. Hold on. My bad. My bad. So we have to aim down sights. So wait. There we go. So yeah, if you have copy primary crosshair on, then it just uses this for aim down sights. But if you change it, you can see when I aim down sights here, this will change, which is actually pretty cool, honestly. But I've never used that, and I think I might actually start using it just because it's kind of cool to have a second crosshair when you ADS. Again, I would probably turn down or turn this off, all of the movement error. That's the one thing through all these I would just make sure not to have on. It's kind of weird, not very useful. Then next, lastly, is the sniper scope. So yeah, aim down sights has all the same settings as primary, so I'm not gonna go over all of them again. Just sniper scope, you can change the color of, you can change uh, the radius of the circle. um, you can make it super small, or you can just turn it off if you just like this, which is kind of interesting actually. I don't know if I've ever seen anyone with a crosshair like this. So yeah, guys, that's gonna be all. Actually, this time you can also just turn it off there, I guess, instead of yeah. So hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a comment, join the Discord, subscribe, all of those fantastic things, and you guys have a good day.